I'm going to start with Stephen A. on this one. Stephen A., what did you take away from Darnold's performance?
Well, I thought that, listen, I thought he was solid. I mean, the reality is that he completed 6 of his first 7 passes. The interception obviously was a bad deal. He should not have thrown that pass. He was holding the ball a little bit too long in the pocket. A lot of people were looking at the Jets' offensive line and thought that they were highly questionable simply because of how they performed. But there were times when Sam Darnold did have time, and he held on to the football entirely too long instead of getting rid of it. I mean, you can't be expecting to stand in the pocket, take pictures, call your girlfriend and say what's up and all of that other stuff. You got to get rid of the damn football. He certainly was not doing that, but I love the way he was reading through his progressions. He was looking downfield. He was mobile in the pocket and outside of the pocket. I liked what I saw from him in that regard. He did not look better than Teddy Bridgewater, that I can tell you, but Sam Darnold, a rookie, was playing against first-teamers, whereas Teddy Bridgewater was playing against third-stringers, and so because of that, I have to take that into consideration. But overall, I thought it was a solid performance. It was nothing to write home about, but positively nor negatively. It just was what it was. I'd give it like a C+ or a B- performance.
Let me tell you what to take away from Sam Darnold's performance last night. This is very straightforward and simple what the Jets should do based on everything we just saw. Teddy Bridgewater, who was an ascending quarterback, he was a first-round pick. He had the prettiest spiral out of college football when he got drafted. The question was, could he be a franchise quarterback? It was still up in the air. He was a starting quarterback. He seemed to be getting better. The Vikings didn't ask him to do too much early in his career. It was still early when he got hurt, but he was ascending and looked like maybe he could be a franchise quarterback. Then he gets hurt. What happens? The Vikings have need for a quarterback, and the Eagles trade Sam Bradford to a desperate team, and they get value for him, right? Why is that instructive? Because Teddy Bridgewater should start. He's the best quarterback on the team right now. He will establish value if he stays healthy as an NFL quarterback. Now, what happens in the meantime? Sam Darnold learns opposing defenses while Bridgewater is starting and establishing value and maybe keeping the Jets competitive, in maybe even for a playoff spot. We saw the job Bowles did last year. Meantime, Josh McCown's cashing checks and tutoring the younger guys. Eventually, later in the season, if everything works out, the plan should be you trade Bridgewater to a desperate team who wants a quarterback for a haul. Now Sam Darnold, having sat behind Bridgewater and been tutored by McCown, who's also a good backup, takes the starting job. This is what last night's performance told me from everyone involved. That's a straightforward plan the Jets should follow.
I like the plan. Honestly, I like the plan. Look, even to the point where I would sit Teddy. I wouldn't even play Teddy anymore. I would hide Teddy, and because he's an asset now. He's become an asset. You know who the future is going to be. That's going to be Sam Darnold. And I think everybody's bypassing the point that Josh McCown, who is still on the depth chart as the starter, is a guy that's going to probably come in and absolutely have a shot. I think we're going to learn a lot in the third preseason game, because in the third preseason game, it's usually your dress rehearsal, and your starter, whoever that may be, is going to get considerable downs. And I think that's where Todd Bowles is in a situation right now where, hey, let's see who's going to start this third preseason game, and then we can formulate a plan accordingly after that. But this is a great problem to have if you're the New York Jets.
Yeah, let me ask
No,
you
it
this.
isn't.
Is there any
No, it
chance?
isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it
Absolutely.
isn't.
Why not?
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. And
Stephen
I'm going to tell you why. If you're talking about McCown, that's different, because you're talking about a guy that's, 37, 38 years of age, has been in the league forever. He knows his role. He ain't even trying to start. He's your security blanket. He's the backup guy. Mm-hmm. Anybody else is competing for a job and looking towards a future. Teddy Bridgewater is a relatively young dude. He had a nasty knee injury. We get all of that. But the flip side to it, he's back from that now. He got hit in his lower extremities, got right up yesterday. He's thrown the deep ball more accurately and more fearlessly. He's moved well in the pocket, etc. If you play at Teddy Bridgewater, you might be compromising the future of Sam Darnold, who you drafted number 3 overall. It would be one thing if, because you're talking about Teddy Bridgewater and his future, and you just spent your future on a number 3 overall pick that you sold everybody on.
But he's
Hold on, I'm answering your question. I'm answering your question. If you've got McCown and he were doing it, then it's no big deal. But the fact that you've got somebody like Teddy Bridgewater who's relatively young, that could get in the way
Yeah.
of Sam Darnold's development.
Oh, wait, I
That's
want
all
to
I'm
ask,
saying.
hold on.